This is a mini meditation guided by Bombas. Repeat after me. I'm comfy. I'm cozy. I have 0 blisters on my toes. And that's because I wear Bombas, the softest socks, underwear, and t-shirts that give back. One purchased equals one donated. Now go to bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN for 20% off your first purchase. That's bombas.com/listen and use code LISTEN at checkout.
Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of the Millennial Management Podcast. I am your host, Brandy, the Millennial Manager. If you are inside of Patreon, today is Monday because Patreon receives the episodes early. And I want to say thank you to Patreon for your financial contributions to support the podcast. Thank you. For those of you who are on social media or maybe you are listening on Wednesday, I want to say thank you for your support as well. Always leave us a response to whether or not you like the podcast. Give me a good rating. If there are some things that you would like to talk about, always make sure you email them over to the mill, MILL, management pod @gmail.com. Okay, that's our email. Also, before we get started, I want to remind you that our event is coming up on this Saturday, okay, February 8th at 8:30. The email or the phone number for you to use is 313-242-7662. If you would like to leave a voicemail, if you would like to text your situation, if you want to call in on that day, you will be able to call in. The phone line will be up and available. And that's it. Let's get started with our show. Today is an email episode. And because I have a lot of emails, so we have to get through as many as possible. So I am going to bring back our social media episodes as well, because I didn't do any in January. So we're going to have to bring that back so we can get through a lot of these emails. All right. This first one, it says, I greatly appreciate your podcasts and conversations on Facebook. This has helped me maintain my sanity and professionalism. Period. I am very happy that the content is helping you. It has kept me from going postal. Girl, you gonna be able to do this. Please don't do that. Don't do that. But I digress. Back to the email. I'm an African-American woman, nurse, and I have been nursing for 23 years. I've been in my current position for 5 years. I sent you an email recently about a coworker throwing rocks and hiding her hands with gaslighting and then playing the victim. This crazy heifer is, God, dog, you do not like this girl. You called her a heifer. Name calling is a immediate sense that you do not like her. All right. This crazy heifer is in her mid-20s and is a medical assistant who just started 6 months ago and is, I'm not going to read what she wrote, y'all, but she is white. Okay. And I'm in my mid-50s. The problem is I have more credentials and experience than her. She is jealous and needs attention and affirmed daily with brown nosing and has to function with an entourage. Oh, she got some lackeys at work, Jesus. I completely ignore her and her peanut gallery. But back on December 24th of 24, I pulled the team lead aside and told her that I was being disrespected and talked about on the floor. Her crew would refer to me as Bart Simpson because of my haircut. Oh, hell no. Nothing was done about the situation. On 124, I asked this heifer, the coworker, a work-related question, and she went back and said that I was bullying her. So my manager and team lead requested to have a meeting with me on 127-25. In the meeting, it was said that 4 people came to them and said that they felt intimidated and bullied by me. My response was, that is not true. I brought out my booklet of documentation. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Over the past year of specific dates and times and descriptions of behavior and disrespect that I've experienced. And it was complete crickets in the room. Oh, my God. The story ended with, well, we need to monitor the situation and have a meeting with the whole floor about disrespect. And I'm so excited. And I did ask about why there was no meeting when I brought up my concerns. They could not answer. I apologize for the long synopsis, but my question is, what should I do next? Should I leave it alone? Continue documenting? I need your advice. Please help, Betty. Betty, first of all, girl, you did your big one, okay? You did your big one, because you can't say, well, she said this, if you ain't got no documentation. Girl, I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, your HR department and your managers, they were probably in shock because they thought they had somebody, but you ain't catch no fool, baby. You ain't catch no fool. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And whatever this little girl doing at this job, she feel like she has enough pull. She don't like you talking to her, so don't say shit to her. If you have a work-related question, you need to ask somebody else. Do not talk to her at all, because any conversation that you have, you are going to be made the bully and she is the victim, or you only need to have conversations when other people are around, like present, and not like doing something else while y'all are having a conversation. Like, they need to be standing next to you, looking at her while this conversation is taking place. I would not have any conversations with this little girl outside of that, because other than that, you are going to be a bully. Now, your managers, they called this meeting with just the wave of her wand. All she had to do, and her friends at work had to do, was say that you made them feel some type of way. And all of a sudden, the meeting is being called. So this lets you know that when you came in with that documentation, they were in shock because they had nothing to back her up. All it was he say, she say. When you came in there with documented evidence of what happened on this particular day and what was said, continue documenting your situation. And it seems like because she didn't have anything that was specific, they have to do like a blanket statement on respect. I will always continue documenting. And if you can't, avoid this girl at all costs, because she is a problem. She is a problem, her and her little friends. But most times when you have situations like this, more complaints start to come to the forefront about their behavior and about just the disrespect overall. And once that starts happening and things are being documented and reported, then more than likely they're going to get rid of her. She's only been with the company for 6 months. Okay. But I would continue to document any evidence. I would report anything that you have in writing. Do not tell your manager anything. Do not pull your team lead aside. Don't do anything like that. Everything that you give them needs to be in writing, because you see how they move. They were ready and willing to reprimand you based off of a lie. But you came in with documented proof and evidence. And so keep your head up, baby. Do I think it's a situation where you need to quit right now? No. But do I think you need to be documenting? Absolutely. Do not stop. Make sure you write down any events that you have and try to avoid interacting with her if you can, unless you have a present witness, meaning somebody who is actually paying attention to the exchange that you two are having. All right, on to our next email. This next one says, hello. Hey girl, how you doing? I'm in a situation at my dental practice where I'm one of the top employees and always the go-to person. Ooh, that's a dangerous thing. Are you paid to be the go-to person? Okay. I recently seen in my teams that my coworkers' teams from my boss talking crap about me. How should I handle this? I really feel that corporate won't do anything, but definitely this place is a hostile work environment. I get paid quite well, but management stinks. My mental health is really struggling at the moment due to stress, and any help that you give would be appreciated. Baby girl, you are answering the question for yourself right now. Number one, this is a hostile work environment, so of course management is not going to do anything if you bring it to their attention. Okay? Number two, if your coworker showed you a Teams message, I hope that they showed you what they said, because the conversation was probably not unprovoked. Okay? something struck this, and I want you to hear what I'm saying. A coworker showing you something like that probably does not mean you any well, okay? Because they know that most times when something happens like this, they know where you work. They know that you are probably going to confront the manager, or you're going to do something that is going to cause you to lose your job. And what friend would do that to you? Okay? That message was not unprovoked. I'm sure that it has been going on for a long time, and they're just showing you this one part, probably because the manager did something that they did not like. Okay? I would just be very careful with coworkers like that, because that conversation has probably been happening for a while. You said that you get paid quite well. Management stinks. We know that management stinks. So you really have to make a decision, because your mental health is struggling at this point. You could find in dentistry, I'm not sure exactly what you do, but I would imagine if you are the go-to person, you're probably front desk. You are probably team lead, somewhere in there. You could find another position easy, because dentistry pays well, and then they have great patient coordinating positions, and it's something that you're already skilled in, so you would do fine. You just need to make up your mind. If I'm going to stay in this toxic work environment and act like I didn't even see that and not care because I get a good check, right? Whatever she's doing is not, or he's doing, is not really affecting me, because I technically do not know this information. Okay? Watch out for that damn coworker, and don't tell them nothing. Nothing that you don't like about the office, about your manager. Don't do that, because that person is a bone carrier. You got a bone collector inside of your office, and that is messy as hell. All right, our last email, it says, so my job suspended me. It's been over 3 months. They never told me what I got suspended for, but I still get paid. What should I do? It's been 3 months now. I really need some help. They never told you why you were suspended, Betty. They didn't give you any documentation to say you were suspended due to, like, your behavior at work. Maybe there was an inappropriate interaction. They did not give you anything. If I were you, I would start looking for another job, because they are investigating whatever happened at your job. I don't know if you work in customer service, you work around money, if you work with sensitive information, and they have to investigate whether you did something inappropriate with information. Like, this is such a vague email. You're not telling me if there were some things that happened before, but they don't just suspend you for no reason and then pay you. Something happened at that job. So I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to need you to give some more information. You need to call your HR department and ask for a listed reason as to why. Something happened, baby. Okay, something happened at that job. You need to rack your brain. I don't know what you do. You didn't tell me what you do. You didn't tell me what type of work environment this is. But I'm just telling you, when they do that, there is some type of investigation happening, and there may be a legal issue that arises from this. So prepare your heart and mind. You may need to talk to an attorney. I actually recommend that you discuss this immediately with an attorney. They suspended you with pay, so you have still been able to collect a paycheck, and it's legal for them to do. But the problem is, it's just not normal. Normally when this happens, or if it does happen, is because there is some type of investigation happening at your job. So I would definitely contact HR to see if you can get some type of explanation. If they don't give you one, you need to talk to an attorney immediately. Okay? That is going to be all for today's podcast episode. I am going to wrap it up with this. Please make sure that you familiarize yourself with the laws regarding employment in your state. Okay, there's so much happening right now that people need to know what their law or what the rules are, what their rights are, and what are some of the stipulations regarding employment in your particular state. Do not let HR just tell you anything and you accept it, because that FMLA video taught me a lot, that people do not know what the fuck is going on in their job. They have no idea of what the legal reasons why they can take FMLA, that their manager cannot stop them from taking FMLA. Their job itself cannot block you from taking it. They cannot just say no. They have to come up with a legal reason to terminate you. But they cannot just say, no, you cannot take that. And I just pray to God that if nothing else comes from this, experience of the podcast and the social media accounts, is that we familiarize ourselves with the rights that we have as employees, okay? Okay. Make sure you purchase your ticket for the podcast event that is happening on Saturday, February 8th at 8:30. The tickets are $9. Thank you to everyone who has purchased a ticket. I did have some doubt there, but man, y'all have really just come through, and I'm very, very thankful. So make sure you go and purchase your ticket. Also rate the podcast and let me know what you think. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all on the internet. Bye-bye.